Howdy. Make sure my lens is clean. Last minute lawn care. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about warm season versus cool season. And I'm gonna put a bunch of different stuff that I'm having to do around here on the beach house. Some of it doesn't apply to lawns necessarily. I guess it does. But just general stuff that I'm having to do around here. So, number one, if you don't have our lawn guides, get the lawn guides. They're free, please. We've had them up for years. You go to freelawncareguide.com and there's a link to, that's the cool season. There's a link to the Bermuda and Zoysia. You don't sign up for anything. You don't download anything. Just use them and share them with your neighbors that have ugly lawns. But we cover so much of this stuff. Okay, this backyard I treat as a cool season. I'll talk about that bamboo in a minute. That used to be 36 inches and it's clumping bamboo. It's not regular bamboo. So it doesn't spread, but man, it grows. It's 35 feet tall now almost. But I treat this because of the shade. I have a little teeny patch of zoysia that comes up over here. The rest of this is basically weeds and cool season. And it's fine, it's for the dogs just to go pee and poo. So what I'm doing right now, if you have a cool season lawn, this is your time to shine. Once your temperatures start to hit that low 80s, high 70s, do anything you want. Scalp it down, reseed, dethatch, core aerate, put down fertilizer. This is your go time. That's when your lawn is energized. Warm season, guys. Once you start to drop below that 80s and you're into the 70s, you're gonna have that slowdown. So the front yard, I'm taking a risk. And what's my risk? I scalped it, I dethatched it, I fertilized it, I even put down some more seed. I probably have another 30 days where I'm gonna be close to 80 degrees, but I don't have a choice because I'm not coming back down here for a couple months. I'll be up at the farm property. So I'm doing everything I can out front. Right before I leave, I'm gonna pound some pre-emergent down on that. Even though it's probably a little bit early for me, what I like, I'm gonna pound down some pre-emergent out down there. Anyways, so today I will scalp this down low. I got the Honda that goes down to 1 inch. It actually takes it down to about 3/4 inch, and I'm gonna seed. I've got Combat Extreme. That's a mix of fescues and a little bit of Kentucky bluegrass. I'll put that down here heavy. I'm gonna take the rest of this back down to the farm property. I have an area there that I want to seed in it. But the front, I'll show you all the front. I have dethatched that twice. I'm walking on a sponge. And this is a good example of, should you pick up clippings? You really shouldn't if you're cutting every two times a week. But if you are in a position where maybe once a week you cut and you get these big pile of clippings and you get a lot of clippings, you may have to start picking up your clippings if your thatch starts to feel real spongy. And that was the problem out there. The grass couldn't breathe, it couldn't grow. So I had to dethatch twice. What a pain in the butt. I filled up 2 garbage cans, and then that was on the first dethatch. On the second dethatch, I got just about as much and I just dumped it in the woods because I didn't have any more cans. So anyways, today I'm just gonna run around, I'll do some crazy stuff. I haven't put a video out in a while, so this is more of a, not so much informative video, but just, what the hell are you doing, Doc? Here's what the hell I'm doing. Hope you enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up, please. Thumbs up, drop a comment, that always helps. Here we go. I got the Coast Guard flying overhead. All right, so here's the plan. Here's what I'm gonna try and do. Remember, I'm compressing my yard care, 6 months worth of yard care into 2 weeks. So I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna reel mow with the McLean. I haven't started this in 6 months, 7 months. We'll see if it starts. I'm gonna pick up the clippings with the Honda. Then I'm gonna decide if I wanna scarify again. Then I'm gonna put down DGL and I'm gonna put down the double kill. Then in about a week, I'm gonna start hitting it with PGF Complete. And right before I leave, I'll hit it with PGF Complete and Barricade, or excuse me, my granular pre-emergent. So dude, here we go. Finally, no rain. Let's give her a first pull here. Of course, I didn't shut off the fuel, so the fuel's on. Stupid. Give it some gas, choke on, switch on. sorry. So I cut this twice with the reel mower. I cut it once one way, and then I actually dropped it as low as I could get it. And so that's scalped as low as I can. The question is, see, here's the problem. I dig down in here, look at that. Look at all that thatch. Gosh, I need to dethatch again. So in my last video, I linked to this new scarifier. Again, I'll put a link to it. Cheaper than the Sunjo, and then put a 3-year extended warranty on it, because these things are all built like crap out of China. Oh, that was an ass whipping. I swear that's just as much dethatching material, just thatch, as there was before. And of course, here come the chickens. But anyways, now I've got to mow it up, and I got to put it someplace because I still haven't picked up my other cans yet. Okay, so people say you should never pick up your clippings. All right, so here's a perfect example. There are times. This has been dethatched twice now. Those 2 blue cans are completely full, and I just only did this section. This is one of those monster gorilla carts. Man, I'm gonna fill that thing up 4 or 5, 6 times. It is like a sponge cake, but man. Now that's looking so much better. Oh, I can actually see a little bit of ground. Oh, thank God, I'm near the end. You guys finding some good bugs? Huh? You guys finding some good bugs? There's some good bugs in there. There's got to be some good. Oh, that was a good one there. What was it? What'd you find it? Oh, dig them up. Holy cow. Hey Siri, how many steps do I have? 12,800 steps. Dude, fishing this morning, cut with a reel mower, scarified, bag everything with a Honda, just put out DGL, dark green lawn, and then I just put out double kill. I gotta get it all down right now, and now I gotta water. Even though we've had 3 days of rain, I got sandy soil, so it really won't bother it. I went to back flush the pool, and the main valve handle snapped. Dude, it's not my day. So then I went out and I was running the sprinklers and my little pop-up heads. 3 of them weren't working. Look at that. See that right there? That's what happens when you have a beach shallow well. These things get so clogged. So you have to take this top off, get a brush, soap and water, scrub them, and then replace them. So I always have an extra one of these so that I can actually replace it right when I take it out and then move on to the next one, but I got to clean them all. I was wondering why that area was turning brown. All right, so here's something else I'm doing. I got to clear out this drainage ditch here, and there's sod. Look at this. There's sod all over this that I'm pulling out. So I'm gonna put it over in my dead spot, I think. Oh yeah, baby. So I cleaned out my drainage ditch. All my gutters for the entire house end up coming right down here, and it goes in an underground pipe, which I really need to dig this up and install a solid white pipe, PVC. But there's two pipes here now that run out to this drain, and legally that's the only way I can do that. So thank God I have one of those. I can legally run into that public drain. And you guys are not going to leave me alone until I feed you, are you? What do you see? Do you see the chickens? Those little birdies, Bob. Oh, those chickens. Hold on. I'll feed you guys. Hold on. Last fertilizer of the season. So it's funny, I actually have two lawns here. I have the warm season zoysia / Bermuda out here, and then in the back I have a cool season lawn. So this is kind of what you cool season guys will be doing. You guys, what we're going to do is we're going to overseed this. I'm going to put some seed down, a light round of seed. Then I'm going to cut this down really low, and then I'm going to put some more seed down. I am just going to return the clippings. Hopefully some of those clippings will cover up some of the seed, because normally I would put down some seed and do a dethatch back here, but man, we've got rain, and I want to work on these bamboo branches here. So I'm just going to put it down again. Whether it's weeds or grass, we really don't care back here. So this is the Combat Extreme. I'm going to probably take that home with me, and I might use that on some places at the farm property, because I got a big bag of it. So I can seed pretty heavy here. Always pour it over grass. If you pour it over gravel, it'll grow in the gravel, trust me. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it like this, and then I'm gonna drop it down to the lowest setting. I'm gonna put down more seed. I'm gonna drop it down to the lowest setting, basically scalp this down, let nature take its course. Like I said, I don't care if it's weeds or grass. This is just a pee and poo area for the girls to come out. And as long as it's green, it looks fine. So one of the reasons why I bought this mower is this is one of the few rotary mowers by Honda. I think this one is the one that's recalled. I think they stopped making them, that whole ordeal that they went through. That goes down to 1 inch. I'm telling you, it goes down to 1 inch. And so I bought it specifically for that reason. And you can see what I'm doing here. Look at that. I mean, that is 3/4 of an inch, maybe 1 inch, depending on whatever's going on. So again, I'm just leaving all these clippings here on the ground, covering over the seed. And I have got at least 4 days of clouds and light rain. It may work, we'll see. All right, so tackling the bamboo. My palm trees got done 6 weeks ago, and then they're gonna come take some of these water oaks out around the pool. These acorns are driving me crazy. But I'm just gonna take the limbs that are bending over real heavy, and I'm gonna cut them and just sort of thin this out. I mean, it's getting big and thick, so let's see what happens. Oh man. So anyways, I still have a nice thick wall. Look at all those shoots going up. I'm trying to get anything that's leaning this way out, but man, look at that pile. Holy cow. I don't know if you can get perspective on how big this is. Dude, that is crazy. Holy crap. Man, it's windy. So I got to cut these up into 5-foot sections for the yard waste people to take them next week. All right, so the other day I put down the granular double kill. That'll help if there's any armyworms and grubs. While I was digging up that pipe, I found 2 grubs. That's not that bad. And then today I went out just a hose end bottle of this. If you've got armyworms, just go hit it out with this. These are cheap. These are like 10 bucks a bottle. And you can spray every other week if you want. Just knock out those armyworms. Again, right at sunset is typically the best time, I think, to spray this, when there's not going to be any rain. So another project done. Annual maintenance with my 15 palm trees. Just have the palm trees trimmed every year, but they left some palms that were up against the house here. And so when the wind would blow, they would scrape up against here. So I just got my I've got a 25-foot extension rope pole cutter. It also has a saw attachment too, but you use that pole cutter. I just cut 1, 2, 3, 4 palms off, and now that's much better. Hey babies. What are you guys doing out here? It's starting to sprinkle. It's real windy. Man, this wind is a killer, man. It's just killing my fishing. But at least I'm getting all my yard work done now. These are oleanders, and I need to come trim these, otherwise they'll take up the whole house. Can't have them in the backyard because they're extremely poisonous to dogs. So you don't want to put them anywhere around pets. These are the striated colors, the yellow and the green, and they have pink flowers. And man, they're pretty, but man, I hear you guys. And then these are Pringles. They do really well at the beach, but they need to be trimmed. And then this palm, I need to trim this lower palm here, cut that way back. And then I've got a tree over here. Need to watch these branches because I got to keep them away from the house. Oh, and let me show you, I showed you this in a previous video, but if you're at a beach situation, a real sandy soil, you can put a shallow well in, and that shallow well is only like a 3-inch or 6-inch pipe 25 feet down. And so what I did was, here's my shallow well. This runs my actual sprinkler system. I actually put in a hose outlet here. So what I can do on my phone, and I showed you, talked about this trick before, is I can hook up this hose and I can turn on zone 5, which I don't have. My irrigation system has 4 zones, but I turn on zone 5 through my app on my phone, and now I can take this and water as much as I want. So that's a little trick. If you have an irrigation system on some kind of shallow well, make sure you've got an extra zone, and then you can put that spigot on that pump and turn it on. A lot of those, that's a different style system. That's a beach setup. It's not like a bored well you would have like we got back to the property. Man alive. I'm sure I'm tracking dirt in here, but I'm gonna go up to the upper turret and I'm gonna look at the ocean. So this is the upper area. I actually put in these floors, just tongue and groove pine, stained them dark. This was green, we painted it gray. And this year, I had them install a brand new Ream water heater. Isn't that nice? Isn't that pretty? Brand new Ream. I need to get some pipe insulation. Hey Siri, remind me to get some pipe insulation in 30 minutes. I need to get these pipes insulated. But that's nice. The old one was, I don't know how many years old, and that was one of the only things. The other thing we did this year, we had the HVAC system replaced. So this is the area. It's just a storage area that wraps around the top of the house. And I wanted to see, I have not seen this new system they put in. And that looks pretty good. So the other thing I did, this room does not get used, but there are 2 vents in here that tie into the AC system. So we're keeping them closed. But what I did was I had them move this vent and drop it down into the guest bedroom that only had 1 vent. And man, what a difference that made. The master bedroom has 2 vents, but the guest bedroom only had 1 vent, and people would get hot or cold in there. Now it has 2 vents. So now I'm gonna take you upstairs. There's hurricane rated shingles that we had put on. We're gonna keep these screens up. In the summertime, I keep these windows cracked. But the screens need to be up. Keep bugs out. And my wife just leaves our decorations up. Whew. All right. Let's see if we can see the ocean. So that's the view from up here. I can see the main ocean. Man, it is choppy. It is choppy. There's the White House. There's the ocean. Ooh. Windy and rainy. That has been... It has been like this for days and days and days. It's kind of messed me up on my fishing, but one good thing is it's kind of forced me to get all this work done that I need to get done around the place. I've got my tree service is coming back, and he's going to take down these water oaks that are around my fence because I keep getting acorns and leaves down in that pool. It's a pain in the butt. So we finally got a permit. You have to get a permit. And I got a permit to actually take down some of those water oaks that are around there. But I got everything done, so that whole area has been scalped down and been seeded with a cool season mix. That should come up fine. That valve is broken on there. I've got that ordered. I got to replace that. I may go ahead and clean the pool surface, but I mean, we're going into the winter time. There really isn't any reason. The front yard is pretty much all set. There's not a whole lot I can do to it anymore. Just make sure it gets plenty of water. I got all the fertilizer down. Everything's done. So I guess I'll keep you updated with another video. I'll be heading back to the farm in a few weeks, and we'll see what happens there. Thank God we're getting some rain over there. We've had tons of rain down here, but we needed rain up there. And then I'm gonna go fishing in a couple days when this wind drops down. So anyways, appreciate you watching. Figured I'd just put something up since there's probably not a whole lot on TV right now, and I'll talk to you later. Doc.